Hello there, you're watching Bizworld. Some 80,000 workers are needed in the rubber plantation sector to cover the needs of about 420,000 hectares of rubber plantations owned by smallholders. Plantations and Commodities Minister Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani said the rubber plantations cannot be tapped because of the labour shortage issue.
So easily you are looking at about 70,000, 80,000. Banyak orang nak pakai. Kan? Lepas tu kita pula kena pastikan bahawa bila kita ambil pekerja asing ni, kena sediakan tempat penginapan dia yang sempurna. Janganlah buat tempat penginapan macam kandang yang memang kita tak boleh duduk pun. So you cannot do that because ini akan memberi efek kepada penarafan dan pensijilan produk-produk yang kita nak ekspor.
Last week, it was reported that the country lost 2.3 billion ringgit in the gross domestic product GDP. This as 420,000 hectares of rubber plantations owned by smallholders were left uncultivated due to lack of manpower. In the last 10 years, the trend of rubber product production also recorded a decline. This was likely the result of labour shortages, high production costs and uneconomic plantation holding sizes. Malaysia is set to achieve the 2023 GDP growth target of 4 to 5% based on the good economic momentum seen so far. Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Muhammad Uzir Mahidin said consumer spending sentiment is normally at an above average level in the fourth quarter of the year compared to other quarters. He added that consumers tend to spend more than usual in the fourth quarter due to back to school, New Year's and festive spending, with demand for goods being higher. It was also reported that trade surplus reached 12.87 billion ringgit in October, marking the 42nd consecutive month of trade surplus since May 2020. Bursa Malaysia closed higher today in tandem with the regional markets. According to Bank Muamalat Malaysia, the local bourse was led by gains in banking and power-related stocks. At 5 p.m, the FBM KLCI rose up 14.89 points to close at 1,477.26. A total of 370 gainers outpaced 262 stocks that was down, while 261 counters were unchanged. The Malaysian ringgit and Indonesia's rupiah are expected to be outperformers in the region in 2024 on a relative basis, benefiting most from the monetary policy divergence. In its global research report, Stanchart expects the rupiah and ringgit to outperform while expecting the Philippine peso to underperform. The bank is relatively neutral on the Singapore dollar, Thai baht and Vietnamese dong. It believes the US policy rate differentials have bottomed out as the Federal Reserve has moved clearly into a pause phase. This should help return flows in favour of regional ASEAN currencies. In the meantime, it said ASEAN central banks may also cut rates, particularly for those who had previously hiked it partly to stave off forex weakness. The crude palm oil price, CPO, will likely remain lacklustre in the next few months, possibly until the second quarter of 2024 in the absence of catalysts. Hong Leong Investment Bank believes CPO's unattractive price discount against soybean oil, narrow palm oil and gas oil spread, high stock levels, particularly in China and India, will curb the near-term demand. Demand sentiment for palm oil will only improve once El Niño's lagged impact on palm production is felt. The firm also maintains its neutral stance on the sector, given the absence of clear catalysts. For 2024, it has maintained the CPO price forecast at 4,000 ringgit per tonne in 2024 and 3,800 ringgit per tonne in 2025. This was based on the assumption that El Niño's impact on palm production and prices would kick in around mid-2024. And that's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Azaria Tagaya. Keep tuning in to TV3.